Ivanka Trump may have stepped back from politics, but her fashion game still does plenty of talking. From the White House to social media, her style has stayed bold, intentional, and full of possible hidden messages.
Are you nervous?
I'm terrified.
For many years, Ivanka Trump was known for her wild modeling looks, but that doesn't mean the heiress ever planned to model long-term.
I don't need to model. My family has money and they can support me, but I model because I love to model.
As she divulged in an interview for New York Magazine in 2006, "I've known basically since I was cognizant that I would go into real estate. There's never been any ambiguity about that." Because of this, Ivanka's choice to step out of runway clothing and step into corporate wear in the mid-2000s was a very big deal. It not only marked her commitment to a new career, but also signaled her transformation from model to businesswoman. Reflecting on this change in the same interview, Ivanka noted, "Now that I'm working in this field, there's not much leeway. I dress really conservatively during the week. I have to take it to another level. So every workday, I wear a suit." She went on to say that showing too much skin in the workplace really just isn't appropriate. In that sense, her wardrobe choice was a carefully considered part of her new professional image. On October 25, 2009, Ivanka and Jared Kushner got married. Leading up to the ceremony, Ivanka converted to Kushner's Orthodox Jewish faith. And as an Orthodox bride, Ivanka hoped to find a wedding dress that revealed as little skin as possible. To make her bridal dream into a reality, she sat down with none other than wedding dress designer Vera Wang. Wang understood her vision and started sketching. Reflecting on this project in a conversation with the New York Times, Wang later revealed, "Ivanka was actually very much about being covered, and I seized on the chance to do a dress that wasn't naked and very Hollywood."
There are many sides to one woman. You're not just one thing, you're many things.
The designer's solution was ultimately to model Ivanka's gown off of Grace Kelly's stunning wedding dress. Like the late princess's gown, Ivanka's boasted lace sleeves that hid her shoulders from view. Wang said that she used a trio of laces to perfect the look. Ultimately, the designer was so pleased with the results that she confessed to hoping that Ivanka's look would become a larger trend. She told the publication, "Nothing would make me happier. I've been doing strapless dresses for 15 years. It's tiring." Ivanka also seemed thrilled with the final product. With the dress hugging her shoulders and loose curls framing her face, the bride looked very glamorous, while embracing the modest type of look encouraged by her new faith. As a former model and fashion designer, Ivanka's wardrobe was clearly still important to her, even when she turned her attention to politics. Of course, what's more important than the inauguration that would kick off the presidency that she would be a part of? Ivanka took the inaugural ball seriously, donning a glistening champagne-colored gown by Carolina Herrera. The choice to be dressed by Herrera was particularly important. The designer has a history of dressing women in politics and first ladies. She dressed Jackie Kennedy Onassis, her daughter Caroline Kennedy, and Michelle Obama. Herrera told the Associated Press, "It is an honor to dress the first ladies of the country, and it's something to do for the United States. It's not for myself, it's for the public."
But do you have veto power? So if everybody likes the look but you don't, you're the veto?
Yes.
I thought so.
It's like the Congress.
In an interview with Glossy, Herrera called Ivanka Trump a very special woman, noting she loves fashion and everything she wears looks fabulous on her.
And that's really all there is to it.
At the inaugural candlelit dinner, Ivanka continued the tradition of wearing designers that have been known to dress first ladies. She wore Oscar de la Renta, who dressed Nancy Reagan, Laura Bush, and Hillary Clinton. Ivanka's faith has touched many aspects of her life beyond her wedding day, impacting everything from her private spirituality to her public image. She told Vogue in 2015, "We're pretty observant, more than some, less than others. I just feel like it's such an intimate thing for us. I am very modern, but I'm also a very traditional person. I really find that with Judaism, it creates an amazing blueprint for family connectivity." Ivanka wore her Orthodox Jewish beliefs on her sleeve in 2017 when she and her father, President Donald Trump, embarked on a diplomatic trip to Israel. During the state visit, Ivanka put her faith front and center via her wardrobe. Dressed in a long navy dress and a small fascinator, Ivanka engaged in the Orthodox tradition of modesty. The combination of a head covering and a long, billowy dress allowed Ivanka to embrace her religious beliefs for all to see. Interestingly, though, this public display of religion marked a significant departure from the private way that Ivanka has approached conversations around her faith in the past. Previously, she has refused to discuss Judaism with media outlets like CNN, feeling that the topic was too personal. On this trip, however, she posted a photo of herself praying on Instagram. In the caption, she wrote, "I am grateful to have experienced a deeply meaningful visit to the holiest site of my faith." and to leave a private note of prayer. Just because Ivanka practices Orthodox Judaism does not mean she ignores the protocols of other religions. On a 2017 visit to the Vatican, the first daughter wore a long-sleeved black dress and a lacy black veil. Although not everybody understood this choice of attire, it's believed that Ivanka was just trying to follow the Vatican's strict rules around clothing. As Stephanie Grisham, Melania Trump's then communications director, told CNN at the time, for Vatican protocol, women who have an audience with the Pope are required to wear long sleeves, formal black clothing, and a veil to cover the head. Although it's unclear whether Ivanka also reached out to Pope Francis personally, she did make an effort to respect the head of the Catholic Church during her time at the Vatican. On February 2, 2023, Ivanka shared a photo of herself dressed for a 1920s party on Instagram. Wearing a white Bob Mackie fringe dress, she looked as glamorous as any flapper. However, what only Ivanka's biggest fans noticed was that her dress of choice was not just any random piece. In fact, it had previously belonged to Ivanka's mother, Ivana Trump, who had died 7 months before. Ivana had once worn the fun white dress to a Studio 54 party, which she had actually attended with Ivanka. With this in mind, it's possible that Ivanka donned the dress in order to recall a happier time when Ivana was still alive. Indeed, Ivanka's posts on social media showed that Ivana Trump's death was heartbreaking. In December 2022, the first daughter reflected on her mother's death in an emotional Instagram carousel of Christmases past. She wrote, "The loss of a parent is one of life's very painful passages, for which one is never fully prepared. It hits at the very core of your being, and it takes a good amount of time to emerge from how it dislocates you." While Ivanka Trump acted as an advisor to Donald Trump during his first time as president, she took a hard turn when he decided to run again. Speaking exclusively to The List in March 2024, Occidental College political science professor Caroline Heldman explained that Ivanka's pivot to social media influencer was likely an attempt to fix bridges she had burned by being so closely associated with her dad and his politics. Heldman called Ivanka's carefully curated social media presence, quote, her own campaign to re-enter high society. According to Heldman, her social media frames her as a spirited family woman, curated to reach a wide audience across the political spectrum.
I don't really consider that a campaign
That's
moment.
okay.
It's more
It
a
happened
family
during
moment,
the campaign.
but
One way to reach more folks across the political spectrum is to appear more worldly, experienced, and open-minded than her father does. In March 2024, Ivanka shared a series of photos of her in traditional Indian attire on Instagram at a famed wedding in India. Of course, wearing this attire was appropriate for the occasion, but the notion that Ivanka is trying to portray a version of herself on social media that is very different from anything associated with her father does suggest that there may have been a deeper meaning to sharing so many photos of this ensemble. When Ivanka Trump attended the elaborate celebration at Donald Trump's campaign headquarters on election night in 2024, her ensemble for the special occasion caused quite a stir. She wore a velvet blue suit, a choice that many people believe put Ivanka Trump's true feelings about Donald Trump on blast. Donald is known for wearing a red tie, the color that is synonymous with the Republican Party. Blue is the color typically associated with the Democratic Party, and commenters on X were quick to point this out. One tweet read, "Blue represents the Democrat Party." Perhaps she was sending a secret message that she voted for Kamala Harris. Another user wrote, "Why is Ivanka Trump wearing a Democrat shade of blue? And she's standing well away from Trump and the rest of her family." Ivanka's choice to wear blue may have felt like it wasn't important. However, she clearly puts plenty of thought into her outfits. It seems like an obvious choice not to wear blue on election night if you're rooting for a Republican. Since Ivanka was absent for nearly all of the campaign trail, this was quite a noteworthy ensemble. For the 2025 Liberty Inaugural Ball, Ivanka wore a white strapless gown with black embroidery that she paired with black gloves. The dress was inspired by the one worn by Audrey Hepburn in the 1954 film Sabrina. The choice to pay tribute to the late actress in this way was reportedly important to Ivanka. The first daughter's representative told Page Six, "Audrey Hepburn has long been a personal inspiration to Ivanka. She views it as a great privilege to honor her legacy in this way, and is incredibly grateful to the team at Givenchy for bringing this moment to life." Stars are often not exactly pleased to be associated with the Trump family. In this case, Audrey Hepburn's son spoke out about Ivanka Trump's controversial inaugural ball gown and stayed fairly neutral while honoring his mother. He told the Daily Mail, "It is no wonder that growing up in a family which knew our mother as a household name, she chose to draw inspiration from her, to seek the ultimate elegance and class reference for an occasion such as this one, the inauguration and the 32nd anniversary of our mother's passing, and most of all, Martin Luther King's Day."